So far away, Lucas, as a fellow business owner, would you like to discuss how not to do business?
Yeah, sure, sounds fun.
Okay, how not to do business, part whatever it is now. And before we get to the meat of today's video, I'd just like to clarify that there wasn't a joke at the start, was it, Lucas? You do indeed own a business like myself?
I do, yes, I am a business owner.
Yeah, so we are two business owners discussing business. This is a very professional channel, contrary to what the, green screen duct tape to a wall behind me would suggest. But, and for fans of the channel who've seen the How Not to Do Business videos before, this one's going to be slightly different because I get asked quite often, actually, are you going to do any more of them? And the answer is we can only really do a How Not to Do Business if I'm contacted by a company who then proceeds to shit the bed in front of me, which doesn't happen as often as it used to, thanks to the release of those videos, kind of scaring off the seedier and just less ethical sponsors and businesses out there that want to work with YouTubers. However, I do get a lot of emails and messages from a lot of small business owners like Lucas and myself wanting to work with the channel. And we've had a lot of success with those in the past. We've had quite an eclectic range of sponsors, if I do say so myself. We've had a couple of Twitch streamers in Whisky Studios and ConquisTV. We've had a guy who sells wool in wool chambers. We had a guy who wrote a lumberjack horror novel called Snag. We've had a person selling t-shirts inspired by Dungeons & Dragons, which is going to be in a video that hasn't been released at the time of recording this, but probably has by the time this video goes out. And I've also had a couple of plugs for projects held by friends, like Full Throttle Racing Sims, which is a business created by infrequent contributor to the channel, Adam. And the links to all those things can be found below. However, whilst getting those sponsorships and stuff sorted out, there's been a lot that kind of slip through the cracks or get ignored for reasons that we're going to get to in a moment. But Lucas, as someone who has access to things behind the scenes and has discussed this with myself and other members of the channel privately, would you like to give the audience at home an idea of what to expect over the next 10 or so minutes?
Yeah, so we're just going to go through a few emails from potential sponsors or people asking for things from Karl in a poor manner.
And I'm going to be paraphrasing a lot of the emails we've got to avoid, calling anybody out. But we just thought we could use a How Not to Do Business to tell people, here's how not to do business with Fiend specifically. I'm going to open with the email that inspired the creation of this video. And when I'm done reading it, Lucas, just feel free to jump in with your thoughts. So the email tagline is, Karl, definitely not a sponsorship request, ! And it opens, hello, Karl. Well done there. For folks at home wondering, I'm not being facetious. We genuinely get a lot of emails that don't open with hello. I sent this message to you on Twitter. Don't do that. This is my business email. If you want to do business, fucking do it via the business email address. And then found an email address. I know time is precious and I don't want to waste yours, so I get straight to the point. I started a insert business with my girlfriend, and thanks to lockdown, we're up shit creek like so many other businesses. I was wondering if you were willing to talk to me about helping us out, or give us a shout out or something, anything. I know you hate sponsorships. I don't. I love sponsorships. Lucas, do you like sponsorships considering they result in you being paid more?
Yeah, it's always nice to get a bonus when we do sponsorship videos, so it's much appreciated.
Well, the email continues. Well, that's great because we're skint and couldn't afford you anyway. So why would you even respond to this message, you ask? Here's a couple of reasons that I hope you'll find enticing. We're Northern. Us Northerners got to stick together. And Lucas, thoughts?
Oh, hey, Karl, I'm in the same half of the country as you. You need to help me out.
My heart goes out to anyone out there struggling because of lockdown, and in particular businesses. Because do you know a business that struggled during lockdown? This one. YouTube cut our fucking earnings in half for 6 months. And it's only because I'm a tight ass who saves money and reduces costs wherever possible that I was able to ensure that everyone on the channel earned a full wage throughout lockdown and has been able to earn enough money to live during this. So I understand because I've fucking dealt with it. And Lucas, what were your thoughts when I sent a screenshot of that email to the Fiend private chat?
It's just a bit baffling how many people think, hey, look, I've heard you joke that you don't like these sponsors, so I guess we don't need one. We'll not pay you. The amount of times we get things along that line, or, specifically you get sent it to the business email, it's just baffling. It's again, you pay us with that money. How are you going to pay your editors and your team and yourself
Yeah.
with just, oh, haha, we won't pay you.
So while we are reading out a specific email here, this exemplifies a particular genre of message we get, I guess, which is just give us a shout out for free. And I'm happy to do that and have done that in the past for my friends. Like, I've done it for you guys, haven't I, Lucas? Like around Christmas, you guys all got to use the channel as just a platform to promote your own stuff. Adam's got to do that. I've had like other friends appear on the channel. I've got videos coming out in the future where friends are shouting out things that they've done. And I'm happy to do that for my friends.
Yeah, and I just want to point out the point here isn't to make fun of anybody whose business is struggling. Like,
No.
That's not the aim of the game, but you can't expect Karl to just give a free shout to everybody who's in a difficult situation.
We all know that the moment I do that, I never, ever get a moment to myself ever again, because every fucker's gonna want one.
Yeah.
And I will never be able to get another sponsor again, because why the fuck would anyone ever pay us money? Which, remember, I used to give my editors bonuses as an apology for not accepting like the more lucrative sponsorships from the shitty sponsors we cover in other how not to do business videos. Like, why the fuck would you ever reach out to a channel? It's like, if you know I'd do it for free, if you bitch and moan long enough. Lucas, are you ready for another email, Monfrere?
Hell yeah.
It starts with paid shout out offer and opens with yo! Exclamation points. Already off on the bad foot. And it might be baffling for me, like, singling that out, considering we keep things very casual here on the channel. But remember, every conversation you see on the channel is a conversation between friends. When you are emailing me, especially in a business capacity, you are doing so as a stranger, and you're reaching out to me in my capacity as the owner and managing director of a fucking company. Admittedly, that company's called Big Wangers Incorporated, but I take my job seriously. I have got a business to run. And then it says it, yo, I already know the deal. I started a YouTube channel to teach Japanese and English to Japanese people. So, Lucas, thoughts? Because I don't mind, teaching. That's something I'm all on board with. I originally was going to train to be a teacher until I realised that YouTube made me more money.
I mean, yeah, the premise of the idea is a decent one, yeah. Just teaching people a new language, and I'm setting up a YouTube channel, and I'd like to get sponsored.
Well, and the thing is, like, if it was a YouTube channel doing something like, I don't know, Lucas, what does your channel do?
My channel, Legend of Kanto, does gaming videos.
Yeah, and I'll give that shout out for free, sure, mate. But gaming videos like that, fine, sure, yeah, like we can discuss a deal there. But when you're telling me you want to teach people something, especially something as complicated as a fucking language, I want to know what your qualifications are to do that. So I asked this guy here that very simple question, what are your qualifications to teach people a language? To which they responded, thanks for getting back, Karl. I'm actually still a learner myself. It's literally that joke in The Simpsons of Marge saying, I'll teach kids piano. It's like, but Marge, you can't teach piano. I'll just stay one lesson ahead of the kid.
Yeah.
But I was immediately turned off by the sentence immediately following that one. I am a weeb, so I grew up with anime and a love for Japanese girls and culture. And you can probably all tell at home just from the tone of the noise that Lucas made just then. Yeah, I did not email this person back.
Oh,
so, here on Fact Fiend, we respect women. We don't, just fucking fetishize women based on the geographical location they came from. I thought that'd be pretty clear, but apparently not.
I hope so.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you? He's like, no. And as well, that he's just obsessed with Asian girls when he puts, I've got a love for Japanese girls before he puts culture, when he wants to teach people the fucking language. So yeah, don't do that either. And we're going to shift topics slightly now and just talk about a kind of email that I get a lot, which is asking to work for the channel. And I'm afraid to say we're not taking on at Fact Fiend. Also, I don't like working with people I don't know, especially on content which ostensibly is framed as a conversation between friends. I don't see how we can make Fact Fiend videos the way that they are if I wasn't talking to someone off camera I consider to be a friend.
Okay, I get it. It's a channel you like and you think, oh, I can add something to this. But yeah, as you said, it is purposely set up as being a conversation between friends. So if you're not friends with Karl, that's already a bit of a hurdle.
Yeah.
And two, just don't blindly email people saying, I could work for you.
Yeah, it comes across as presumptuous, at least to me. And for anyone curious, yes, I've had people emailing to ask if they could host videos. And those emails go straight in the fucking bin.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
It's called Fact Fiend with Karl for a reason. But another thing I want to note about this is that a lot of people who message asking to work for the channel offer to work for free. Don't fucking do that. Do not undersell the value of your labour. It's a really bad idea. I did it once, never again.
Yeah, and I've been there as well, of just offering to work for people for free, but looking back on things and seeing how many people have been just completely screwed over by that over the years, it's just, do not do it.
And I'm one of the people who's been in that situation. I work for free. I know it fucking sucks. I never want to be the kind of person who'd get free work out of somebody. I always insist on paying everybody for all the work they do for me in relation to the channel. To the point where, you guys at home, if we happen to run long in recording, I'll make you charge me extra for the extra editing time you do.
I can confirm that's correct, yes.
And I've had to chase you guys down to charge me more on your invoices. So yeah, unless I specifically put a call out saying we're looking for more people to work on the channel, I'm not looking for any people to work on the channel. Also, don't offer to work for people for free. It's just a bad idea. It's never going to go well.
Yeah, you'll just get completely exploited.
Yeah, and I don't want to be a part of that. Also, it feels insulting to me that someone thinks I'd agree to that. And then, we're going to shift topics again to another type of email we get a lot. There's a couple of these in front of me now, and they are people asking to just send the channel money under the guise of a sponsorship. Don't do that either. There's an example here. It says here, just a holiday sponsorship, happy holidays. I'm not sure how to phrase this, so I'll keep it short. I'd like to send you guys about £25 for snacks for the office. The channel does not accept money from fans. Please don't email me offering to sponsor a video just as an excuse to give us money. If we need money, we'll open the Patreon back up. But for now, we're doing okay. Not great, but no one's doing great right now.
Yeah, and I will point out as well, if people are looking for ways to support us, you don't need to send us money, but we all do, including Karl, have our own solo projects on the side that you can go and watch and support.
Yeah, and that is way more valuable. And I've spoke before in the past, one of the reasons that the channel generally doesn't have sponsorships in the way other YouTubers do, those really shitty ones that nobody likes, where everyone's eyes glaze over, is because I would rather forge a fan base that is willing to follow me in whatever I happen to do after the channel ends than cash out now. I see the channel as an investment in my own future, and I don't want to do anything to ruin that, including accepting gifts from fans, because that would make me uncomfortable, and it also feels exploitative of the fan base that I have. And in the same vein, please don't email asking to just send us stuff, including a fucking green screen. We're good, we're sorted. Again, it makes me feel uncomfortable to accept a gift of that magnitude from a fan. It's not necessary, and it feels a little bit insulting to just hey Karl, you're a fucking idiot. Do you not know you could buy a new green screen? Yeah, I did. And it feels weird that I've got to tell people not to send us money. Other YouTubers are fucking awful for this, aren't they?
Yeah, and I constantly mention to Karl on a personal level, just the amount of times I check YouTubers' Patreons, and it's like, for $500 we can mention you in a video, and that's $500 per month.
It makes me feel sick. It makes me feel guilty just looking at it. It's dirty. But we can move on to another genre of email, and that is potential sponsor. Yes, I know your requirements. Just as a pro tip, you don't need to say shit like that. Over familiarity immediately turns me off. These emails, they're sent, you're a stranger. You're being sent to a business address. And the email opens, the fact I would like covered is. So that's an immediate no. The channel does not do requests. I do not do requests. And the only exception to that rule is if friends make requests, or if a sponsor suggests a topic they would like covered. So not a specific thing, talk about this. It's just, would you perhaps talk about this particular topic on a video that's sponsored by me? And I'm happy to do that and have done in the past, which has resulted in, the fucking sheep seasoned itself video. Don't open an email with telling me what to do when you're the one who wants to work with me. Part of the reason that I can pick and choose sponsors is because the channel doesn't necessarily need them, but it is nice to, use my platform to help people, for a mutually agreed exchange of funds. That's a sponsorship. I still feel guilty saying that. Anyway, we move on to another one. Hey Karl, I hope I spelled that right. It is spelled right, but as a pro tip, if you send me an email with my name spelled wrong, I'm not going to answer it.
It's literally in the title of your YouTube channel. Like, it doesn't take that much fact finding.
Yeah, but it's also as well just the most base courtesy you can offer a person, spelling their name correctly. I was wondering what the cost to sponsor one of your videos is. I know you've cut deals in the past, but I'm not sure what to offer you. And for anyone who's actually reached out to me and had a sponsorship, you'll probably know that I answer all these emails with the exact same phrase, and that is, make me an offer you feel is fair, and we can go from there. And that is how every deal you've seen thus far on the channel has been made. And I feel that's beneficial for a couple of reasons. The first being that it gives me an idea of what the other person thinks my time is worth. And two, it's just, that way I'm sure that the deal we're going to reach is one that we both agree is fair. And I've had a lot of lowball offers in the past. Perhaps the most insulting is the one we're about to read now, because this guy responded, well, I only have close to $30. Lucas, how would you feel getting a part of that $30 bonus, mate?
Well, I mean, technically, I don't even know if I'd get any by the end of it.
You would, because the deal is I split all sponsorships as a bonus between you guys, but the way it works is I'll take the money it costs to normally produce a video, which is about £200, because that's what I pay the editors to make it. So as long as the sponsorship pays more than that, I probably shouldn't be revealing this, because now people are going to say, I'll offer you £201. Don't try and fucking family fortunes this shit. But yeah, don't fucking do that either. So I'd like to think my time's worth more than $30 fucking dollars. Well, I think your time's worth more. How do you feel when you see stuff like that?
I don't know whether it's people misinterpreting, like, how long a video actually takes to make. Yeah. Because I don't know if people genuinely think we record this seamlessly without any edits and then the green screen just magically does it itself.
And Lucas, just for reference, how long on average does it take you to edit an average Wiki Weekends video, which for people at home takes less time to edit than a regular Fact video?
It is difficult to put a number on it, but depending on like the length of the record, it's a full day's work.
Yeah, you'd say like, what, 8 hours on average to edit a video?
Yeah, something like that, maybe a bit less, a bit more.
Yeah, and then an average Fact video takes a couple hours longer than that, so you're talking like a day and a half's worth of editing. Then you've got my research time and writing time for Fact videos, which is like 4 to 5 hours at least. Then you've got rendering time on top of that, time to upload, editing thumbnails, the description, tracking down additional sources, research, all that bollocks on top. It could take upwards of a day to make a single Fact video. And that's probably going to be surprising to a lot of people, considering, like, videos are 10 minutes long and look like they're literally recorded in my fucking bedroom, but a lot of work does go into them. So when we see emails that say shit like, I'll give you $30 fucking dollars, it's an insult. And again, we're not calling out anyone specifically here, where we get emails like this all the fucking time. And Luke is like, what is your thoughts when you see me just send those to the Fact Fiend group chat? As someone who says, like you said, spends an entire day making these videos.
Yeah, it's just very depressing because it just makes you feel like either people don't appreciate the work you put in or that our time is just worth nothing. Yeah.
Because I've had it before. I had like an exchange with somebody and they offered, I think like $50, $60. And I just usually I just don't respond to the email. That's why I say, offer me what you think is fair. And it's like, and a lot of the time people wondering, do I do that to try and get more money out of people? As people who've watched the channel a lot may recall, I will often tell people to offer us less if they offer us too much. For example, there's a sponsor going out soon where they initially offered me $1,000 and I told them to cut that rate in half because I felt like it was too much. I felt like they weren't going to get their money's worth because I know what our analytics and our audience reach is. So I'm not a dickhead in that regard. I just want to make sure that before any actual conversations take place, we're on the same page about what our time is worth. And I had someone reach out and apologise. It's like, oh, I thought I was paying to have the last 2 minutes of the video. It's like, fair enough, yeah, that might be what it looks like, but you're actually paying to have the entire video produced because we turn ads off on any video that's sponsored, and without ads, we make literally $0 on everything we make. Your sponsorship is the only thing paying for the production of that video. And if it doesn't even cover the cost of production, let alone a bonus for you guys as a thank you for sticking with me while I've turned down more lucrative sponsorship offers, what's the fuck? We might as well not release a video that day. We might as well just release a regular video and put a fucking ad on it. It'll make us more money. And it sounds cold and clinical, but that's what you got to do when you're a businessman.
I was going to say that's literally business, Karl.
And I try to run my business as ethically as I can, but at the end of the day, I've got to make fucking money and I've got to pay you guys. So yeah, that's how not to do business with Fiend.